and welcome to the 2020 Henry Ford Outstanding Resident and Fellow Award Ceremony. My name is Bill Hakis. I have the privilege of serving as the president of the Henry Ford Alumni Association. And on behalf of the entire Alumni Association and the Graduate Medical Education Department, I would like to welcome all of you to this very special night. We'd like to thank all of our special guests, our department chairs, program directors, residents, family members, friends. All of you have taken time out of your evening to join us for this very special night to honor our very special group of distinguished residents and fellows. The Outstanding Resident and Fellow Ceremony is a tradition at Henry Ford dating back to 1991. It gives us an opportunity to highlight the outstanding clinical work that has been done by a very select group of our individuals. Although I think it is safe to say that this is probably the most unique ceremony that we've ever had. Certainly we are living in interesting times, which has forced us into changing some of our usual traditions. And as a result of that, there have been a lot of people who have put forth a lot of effort to bring this event to you tonight in this format. And before I go any further this evening, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the hard work that has gone into putting this event together. First, I would like to especially acknowledge the work of the Alumni Association, especially my co-officers, Dr. Lisa McLean, Dr. Jan Raval, Dr. Kimberly Baker, and Dr. Ann Chen. You'll have the opportunity to hear from all of them throughout the course of this evening. But certainly they have put forth much effort throughout the whole year, and especially in the final weeks and months leading up to this event tonight. So a special thank you to them for all the work that they've done to make this happen. There's another group of behind the scenes folks that I really want to make sure we honor and acknowledge right up front, and that is the staff of the Graduate Medical Education Department. Most years they put this award ceremony together. I believe one of them put it, it's like riding a bike. You get on it and it just goes. Well, I think we all know this is not like most years. And so they have worked tirelessly, putting in countless hours to record videos, work on virtual platforms, merging all sorts of behind the scenes technological things that I don't understand. But they have done a tremendous job in organizing and putting on this event. So before we go any further, I want to take a moment to acknowledge them by name. Please excuse my note card. My in-home teleprompter went down right before this event started. So wanted to remember all these folks. So Crystal Girazin, Dawn Mosseri, Hope Peck, Molly Hepke, Leslie Pfeiffer, Stephen Flood, Chloe Gordon, Eric Bohm, and Tyrone Square. Thank you so much for all that you've done. I know they can't necessarily hear us, but I think a virtual round of applause would be appropriate here. And we thank you so much for all that you've done. Honestly, this night would not be possible without all of your efforts. And I would encourage all of our resident and fellow nominees in the coming weeks, as you receive email correspondence from these individuals, please take a moment to respond and express your gratitude for all that they did to make this night possible. It certainly is a different type of event, very unique in the history of Outstanding Resident Award ceremonies that I can remember. But just because it's unique doesn't necessarily mean that everything about it is unfortunate or bad, right? There are a lot of good things that come out of having a virtual award ceremony. For example, all of us that get to go on camera and present tonight can be relieved in not having to worry that maybe we spilled salad dressing on our outfit during dinner before coming up to speak to you all. Always so stressful, such a relief to not have to deal with that, right? Secondly, I am very thankful that this year, unlike last year, I don't have to worry about somebody stealing and eating my dessert at the table while I'm up at the podium speaking. I know who that was and I haven't forgotten. I'll catch up with you next year. And finally, I think one of the best parts about having a virtual awards ceremony is who isn't excited about the commute home tonight, right? A 0-minute drive, I'll take it any night of the week. So there's lots of good things about a virtual ceremony. I could probably go on and on about wearing more comfortable shoes and that sort of thing, but you get the point. There's a lot of things that are different this year, but there's a lot of things that stay the same. And most importantly, that is the reason for why we've all gathered here tonight. We are here to express our respect, our appreciation, and our admiration for all of you, our outstanding residents and fellows. We are so proud of the work that you've done during your time here at Henry Ford. As I had the opportunity to review some of the nomination packets that were submitted by your chairs and program directors, I could only shake my head and be amazed at all that you've been able to accomplish in such a short period of time. The academic productivity, the hours spent mentoring and teaching fellow residents and medical students, the involvement in hospital committees and national societies, the volunteerism in your communities. It really is remarkable what you all have been able to accomplish. We are so proud of you. And as you all move on from Henry Ford and move forward into what we are certain will be very, very successful careers, it gives us great pride, and we are very honored to know that we somehow played a small role in helping guide you on your path so you can have these successful careers that you've always dreamed of. The other thing that has not changed about these award ceremonies is that I'm very confident that just like in previous years, none of you joined this call tonight so that you could listen to me talk. So I am going to keep the night moving right along and move us on to our next group of very distinguished speakers. We are very glad to have them here with us to give you some special words. So without any further ado, it is my privilege to turn the screen over to Henry Ford's Executive Vice President and Chief Clinical Officer, Dr. Adnan Munkara. Dr. Munkara, the screen is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Hakos. It is a different evening indeed, but it is still very exciting. This is one of my favorite events. Unfortunately, we cannot be together to celebrate it. I really want to start with a message of congratulations to all of you nominees and admirations for what you have achieved. Reading through the personal statements that you have shared with us, it became clear to me why you have been chosen among a small group of elite to be here tonight. I found statements that reflect leadership and strive for perfection. I saw the words excellence in care, service, trust, positive outlook. I sensed altruism, I sensed teamwork, I sensed commitment to your friends, to your colleagues, to your patients. I felt pride in what you do. You shared your commitment to provide the best of care, your love to learn and teach others, your excitement to explore, investigate, and research. Now it is our turn to welcome you to the real world of being a staff. We look up to you as our colleagues who really are going to kind of drive us where we want to be for the future of healthcare and medicine. The tripartite mission of clinical care, compassionate clinical care, excellent clinical care, but also education and research are as important today and as they have ever have been before. Living through this COVID crisis has affirmed how critical each of these pillars are. These will be engraved in our brains for years, if not decades to come. Believe me, you are going to remember this evening, and you are never going to forget it. My plea to you is to adhere to the passion and drive that brought you to us here. Wherever you will be next year, we wish you the best. We wish you success, and we love to see you again. We are so proud of you. Congratulations and cheers. It is now my privilege to turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Steve Calcareous, Chief Academic Officer of the Henry Ford Health System and CEO of the Henry Ford Medical Group. Steve?
Thank you, Adnan, and congratulations, everyone. This is my favorite night of the whole year, and ordinarily we'd be together in person, but this is certainly the next best thing. We have many, many events that we celebrate, and so much that we have to gather and congratulate each other about throughout the year at Henry Ford, but this is the most meaningful because tonight we welcome the best and the brightest to the pantheon of the House of Medicine as colleagues, as Dr. Munkara said, but also as our future. You know, the Henry Ford Medical Group for 105 years has stood, and if you look on the crest that you all have, has stood for research and education, for innovation, and for an unwavering commitment to patient care. You each have exemplified and embodied those ideals above all others, and that just fills us with pride, and it gives us great hope and excitement for the future of our institution and quite frankly, for the future of our profession. Everything good that's happened to me in my career has been because of mentorship. And this is something that I hope all of you will carry forward and pay forward, as it were, because all of you have benefited from mentors all around you. And for those of you who are with your parents and families tonight, thank you for mentoring and for providing such a wonderful and stable and nurturing environment for our best and brightest. For those of you who are with your spouses, thanks for the endless late nights and missed dinners, and the list goes on. And unfortunately, it doesn't magically get better overnight, but it does get better. And it takes a team to get to this point, not the least of which are your program directors, your chairs, your faculty, the nurses that you work with, and of course, all of our patients who we continuously learn from. Dr. Hakos listed many advantages to having an online meeting and ceremony this year, but I would add one more to the list, and it's not about being online, it's about a potential silver lining in this COVID crisis, and that is that in many ways you could say that, gosh, isn't it unfortunate that we could have that you all are graduating during this crisis and that we couldn't be together. I see it a different way. I see it as the fact that you are entering this lofty profession, this honorable profession, at a time when everybody in the world understands how important and how noble and how wonderful medicine is. And it's up to you to take this challenge and to carry it on in the path ahead. And I think that I know after reading through all of your bios and your statements, you have what it takes. And we are so proud of you, and we're so thankful that at this critical, pivotal moment in our history, in the world's history dealing with this pandemic, that we have some of the most incredible minds representing Henry Ford to the world as you start your careers, because you are needed, and we are all counting on you. You know, Henry Ford himself, our founder, said that quality means doing it right when no one is looking. And if nothing else, I hope that in the service of your patients, you'll take that ideal and all of the things that you learned throughout your time at Henry Ford and always do the right thing in medicine, and that commitment to quality, that commitment to patients and to moving the needle to the next frontier, that's what it's all about. And I have tremendous faith that all of you are going to do exactly that. We will always be here for you, no matter if you're going near or far. Maybe some of you are joining us. I know a few of you are. Others will be going to distant places, but we will always be your home, your family, and I hope you'll be proud of us, because we are certainly proud of everything that you've accomplished, and I have nothing but optimism for the future. So congratulations to all of you, and thanks for everything that you have done, especially during this time, especially because I know so many of you as residents and fellows were directly on the front lines, and it's sunny this evening, and that matches our mood, because we weathered this storm in large part because of you. So thank you on so many fronts, and I'll turn it over to my wonderful and trusted colleague, the Chairman of Medicine, Dr. Eric Scheer.
Well, thank you, Dr. Calcareous and Dr. Munkara, and I echo everything each of you have said. This is a great night. Welcome everyone to the 30th Outstanding Resident Award ceremony. I've been privileged to attend 28 of them. The only two I've missed were for good cause, and because this is a very special night for me and for everybody in medical education. Those of us who spent our entire professional careers in medical education, this is pretty much what we live for. What we come to work for every day is to be with you, to help mentor, teach, train, and learn from you. This is something that we look forward to. I do wish we could do it in person, but I echo what Dr. Calcareous said. However we can get together is certainly worth getting together because you deserve this. I think all of our residents are great, all of our trainees I enjoy working with, but each and every one of you has identified yourself as someone who stood out by virtue of excellence in clinical care, excellence in academic achievement, excellence in professionalism, in altruism, duty and honor and commitment to excellence. All qualities that will carry you well as you go forward into your careers. I certainly hope many of you will be with us in years to come. Some of the best faculty in the Henry Ford Medical Group are people who trained in the Henry Ford Medical Group and Henry Ford Hospital. So if you are staying on, I look forward to having you as a colleague. If you are continuing on in your training, I hope you enjoy that as much as you've enjoyed your years at Henry Ford. And certainly if you are going out into practice, all of us, all of your faculty, all of your mentors, all of your program directors, chairs, myself, and the leadership you just heard from wish you the very best. Know this, you have been extraordinarily well trained. You can go anywhere and you can do anything. That is the promise of an education at Henry Ford Hospital and Henry Ford Medical Group. That's what we're known for. And those of you in the audience will do that better than any because you've stood above all else through the achievements and those behaviors and virtues that I articulated that you've demonstrated and manifested on a regular basis. We really appreciate everything you've done for your individual programs. We appreciate everything you've done to advance our academics and our clinical care. We appreciate everything you've done to role model for your own peers. Believe it or not, peers look to you and they get better and they want to raise their standards. And so you really do have a force multiplier effect, so to speak. And we really deeply appreciate that. And again, this is why we're here. Dr. Calcareous, Dr. Munkara, Dr. Hakos, we're here certainly for clinical care, but one of the real reasons we're here at the Henry Ford Medical Group is its academic mission. And you are an incredibly important part of that academic mission. And that's the reason I'm here 35 plus years later, and I continue to be here and enjoy teaching every single day. So I thank you for giving me that privilege. And I thank you for your leadership in your respective programs in our institutional in whole. So congratulations to all of you. I wish you the very best of luck in your future careers. And I'm going to turn it over now to Dr. Kimberly Baker, who is our outstanding Director of Medical Education and Designated Institutional Official, and the reason that things go so well at Henry Ford Hospital and in medical education in particular.
Thank you, everybody. Well, I'm excited to see everybody. The focus on the team and the behind the scenes work for this year, I really can't emphasize enough thank you to Crystal, Dawn, and our entire GME team. They do usually have an outstanding evening set up for all of us at the DAC with a wonderful dinner and wine and fellowship. We're gonna have to pretend that we're having that fellowship and get it our remote connections this way. Maybe some of us will have a glass of wine while we're enjoying the ceremony in our own environments. But a lot of behind the scenes work, and I really want to echo what Dr. Hakos said with the amount of work that was put in this year to make this event come off. So thank you to them again. This probably is the year of the highest number of calendar reminders and emails. So thank you for that as well. The annual review of all of your nominations by your faculty and program directors truly is inspiring. I have read them for many years, not as many as Dr. Scher, but many. And I'm humbled every year to see what you all have accomplished despite very busy clinical training environments and obligations. So again, please understand, we know how hard you all work, and we are incredibly honored that you put all that work in for our patients and still can do all of these wonderful things that have been described about all of you. One of the things when I read your nominations, I really wish we would send them to your parents. As a parent, if I knew what somebody had kind of described about my children in some of these letters of support, I would be incredibly proud. So that is something that all parents and family on the phone should really understand, how incredibly wonderful your family and children are. And we obviously are incredibly thankful that they have been with us and demonstrated the leadership and support for what has happened throughout their training. I also want to thank our leadership at Henry Ford. We are the academic powerhouse and clinical leaders that we are seen as in the nation and locally because of the people who lead our institution. Dr. Munkara, Dr. Calcareous, Dr. Scher, all of our chairs and our program directors really are the engine that keeps everything moving. And at a national level, Henry Ford is very well respected, and you guys will all, as you leave us, find that out. And please stay in contact with us. I love to hear what is happening in your lives. I just this last week was contacted by somebody that graduated 10 years ago, kind of out of the blue. She just wanted to tell me how much she appreciated Henry Ford and thought about us on something she saw on a social media post, and just to reiterate how thankful she was. So we're all very proud of you. I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's presentation and the winners. And again, we're just very happy that we could at least all get together virtually. I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Hakos, who's going to continue to MC our evening.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Munkara, Dr. Calcareous, Dr. Scher, Dr. Baker-Genoa. Thank you for taking the time to be with us tonight. Thank you for your words of wisdom and encouragement to all the nominations. And on behalf of all of us, may I please say thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for the guidance and the leadership that you've demonstrated for the Henry Ford Health System during this difficult season. We all appreciate you very much as well. So let's move on to what we're all here for. Let's get on to some of these awards, shall we? We have 4 different awards categories that we're going to present here this evening. And the first up are the Dr. Jan Raval and Dr. Michael Benninger Outstanding Resident Awards. And here to help me introduce these awards and give you all a little sense of the history and the reasoning behind them are some other members of the Alumni Association. So without any further ado, I would like to turn it over to Dr. Lisa McLean. Lisa?
Congratulations to all of you for your dedication and hard work over the course of your training. It is my honor to participate in the announcement of the Dr. Jan Raval Award. My name is Lisa McLean, and I'm the Vice President of the Alumni Association. I currently serve as the Director of Physician Wellness for the health system. I've had the privilege of knowing Dr. Jan Raval for my entire career. Dr. Raval joined the Internal Medicine Division in 1969 as Chief of the 3rd Medical Division. In 2014, the Dr. Jan and Eva Raval Education Room at Henry Ford Hospital was dedicated in honor of his 45 years of service as a senior staff internist and preceptor to medical students. Dr. Raval served as president of the Henry Ford Medical Association from 2000 to 2007 and was the recipient of the Fred W. Whitehouse MD Distinguished Career Award in 2008 in recognition of exemplary service celebrating the mission of the Henry Ford Medical Group. And we are honored to have remarks by Dr. Jan Raval.
My name is Jan Raval, and some of you might know me or met me before. This is my 52nd year in the system, and I really consider myself as an old-timer. About 20 years ago, I joined Mike Benninger, who is at the present time in the Cleveland Clinic, and we were thinking about how can we improve or add to the life of our house staff in the system. We did some brainstorming with 5 or 6 residents. We came back with the idea of outstanding resident award. Well, maybe 10 of us meeting. The feedback was very positive, so we decided again to repeat it year after year after year after year. It then ended up with about 100 of us meeting in Detroit Athletic Club. It was a extra meeting. It was an outstanding meeting, one of the best meetings, most important meeting for the system. It was a participation of the residents, the department chairs, program directors, and from my point of view, I was able to go over the series and accomplishments of the house staff. I became very proud that I was associated with a group of physicians like house staff. There are many changes in our approach to medicine the last few years. It was basically the major change, transition from experience-based medicine, evidence-based medicine. I think you guys did an excellent job with knowing the information technology, the EPIC. My take on it is, please listen to the patient. Listen to the patient. Listen to the patient. So important. I believe that what you should do at the present time is to cherish your past, you enjoy the present, and plan your future. There's no question in my mind. There's no limit what you can achieve in your life. Well, that was my thought about my contribution to this year meeting. With best regards, sincerely yours. I would like to thank Krista Gerasim for outstanding work for the last 15 years. Krista, you kept the flame going.
Dr. Michael Benninger joined the staff in the Department of Otolaryngology in 1988. From 1992 to 2007, Dr. Benninger served as chairman of the Department of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery. He also was the Cummings Brush Chair in Surgical Education from 1999 to 2007, and Chair of the Board of Governors for the Henry Ford Medical Group and Hospital in 2007. Now let's meet our nominees for the Outstanding Resident Award category.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hafsa, and I was nominated by the Internal Medicine Residency Program for the Outstanding Resident Award. I would like to start by saying that this nomination in itself is a great honor, especially during these difficult times. Our internal medicine department has always played a pivotal role in caring for patients across the health system. This role was heightened in the past 2 months when this pandemic has occurred, and I'm honored to represent such a great department today. I dedicate this nomination to my parents. They're my #1 supporters, to my brothers and sisters and the rest of my family and friends who were always there for me, especially during the difficult times. I also dedicate this to my program director, Dr. Abreu, and the rest of my program leadership, as well as my fellow residents. Last but not least, I'm thrilled to say that I will be staying for 3 more years as I continue my training in the field of pulmonary and critical care. For that, I would like to thank 2 of my greatest mentors, Dr. Tatum and Dr. Garner Gray. Finally, I would like to congratulate the rest of the nominees on this great achievement. I'm humbled to be working alongside such an amazing group of physicians. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christine Atcho. I'm one of the chief residents in anesthesiology. I'll be going to U of M starting in July for critical care, and I'm currently applying for cardiac anesthesia as well, to be determined where I go. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone, to my co-residents, to my faculty, to the CRNAs, to the nursing staff. I couldn't have imagined doing residency in a different program. I've learned so much from everyone, and on a personal level and professional level. And obviously, I couldn't have done this without my family, especially my brother, who's also a resident. And it's such a great experience to have gone through this very unique time in someone's life with someone so close to me who understands exactly what I'm going through as well. He's been like an absolute rock for me during this whole time.
Hi, my name is David Bergman. I'm a PGY5 resident in radiation oncology and will be graduating at the end of June. I wanted to take this time to reflect a little bit on my training and thank some people who have been very important in my experiences. My interest in training at Henry Ford started way back at the beginning of medical school. When it came time to rank residency programs, I knew that I wanted to train here. I've had so many great experiences at Henry Ford throughout my medical training, and will forever be grateful to my teachers and mentors. I truly believe that the instruction I've received here is second to none. I very much hope that I would have been able to continue at Henry Ford as an attending. However, the opportunity was not available. I will cherish all the time that I've spent here and wish the best to all my teachers, co-residents, and other colleagues. I'm excited for the transition that comes with finishing residency and have accepted a position with a private group based in mid-Michigan. Specifically, I'd like to thank my program directors, Dr. Mohammed El-Sheikh, and more recently, Dr. Mira Shah, for all their guidance and help over the years. I also want to say thank you to my parents, who provided an endless amount of support and opportunities for success throughout my whole life. Finally, my wife, Kim, has been my rock throughout medical school and residency, and I sincerely believe that I couldn't have made it through without her. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Since day one as a rotating medical student at Henry Ford, I knew this was the right place for me. The years that I have spent here have done nothing but reinforce this feeling of belonging. Henry Ford has been the place where I have found every day I relive my commitment to medicine and to serving others. As I move forward and I start an ultrasound fellowship next year, I feel that this has been the place where I have found the mentors that have led me in the right direction. Like Dr. Vora, I have also had amazing friends and colleagues guide me through this process. And I have had my family, who I'm most thankful for, especially my wife and my mother, who have allowed me to continue this journey. As I move forward and I start my fellowship next year, I know that the legacy of Henry Ford will continue to support me.
Hello, my name is Leo Hong, and I'm a 4th-year OBGYN resident. I'll be starting MFM fellowship at St. Louis University starting in July. First off, I just want to thank Dr. Senga for the nomination, as well as all of her hard work and dedication as our program director. You have been a phenomenal mentor, and I'm sure you are doing wonderful things at your new institution. I'd also like to thank Dr. Goyert for his mentorship, as well as stepping up to be our interim program director. Thank you so much for your support and your encouragement. Actually, I want to extend this gratitude to the entire MFM division, including Dr. Shaman and Dr. Garcia. Thank you so much for your dedication to resident education, as well as for your support. All of you have been an inspiration to me. I would also like to do a special thank you to my family and Eric. Thank you so much for understanding the difficulties of resident life and always cheering me on and having confidence in me even when I didn't. Lastly, I'd like to just thank the entire OBGYN department, including the staff, midwives, nurses, residents, and surgical techs. All of you have had a profound and positive impact on me. Thank you so much for all of your commitment and perseverance in such a difficult time.
I would just like to say that it is an honor and privilege to be considered and nominated for this award. I would like to thank my family, specifically my wife, my children, my parents, for supporting me through all the years of training to get to this point. I would also like to extend thanks and gratitude to all the staff and administration who have helped shape me the physician I am today. Without all of you, this would not have been possible. And as I look forward to continuing my career in critical care, emergency, and internal medicine, I'll reflect on all the people who have helped me get this far and continue to appreciate their help in getting me to this point. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Hi, Mohammed Ismail. I'm one of the senior neurology residents and one of the current chiefs as well. First of all, I would like to thank the Henry Ford Medical Group and the Alumni Association, for allowing me to be nominated in this ORA award, as well as my program director, Dr. Zaman, who thought I was worthy enough of a nomination. I still remember my first day as an intern in the ER, and about to graduate residency in less than a month. I feel like it's been a rewarding and a fulfilling journey here at Henry Ford Hospital, and I wouldn't have done it elsewhere. In a blink of an eye, this would be, I've had to do it again. I would have done it all over again. I'll be doing, vascular and intervention neurology fellowship starting in July at Michigan State for about 3 years, and hopefully go into academia afterwards. There are a few people I cannot leave without thanking. First of all, my parents who've done, a great job in giving me and providing for me their entire lives. My wife, has stuck with me through thick and thin, in doing, the best she could, of course, putting up with me. My program director, Dr. Zaman, who had the faith and belief in me throughout, my former chairman, Dr. Mayer, and current chairman, Dr. Broccoli, who have been really supportive throughout my residency. My mentors, Dr. Ramadan, Dr. Miller, Dr. Katramanos, who have been a guiding force throughout this, my time over here. And all my residents, I feel like, that's the best part of my time over here. It's been an absolutely, remarkable journey, and thank you, everyone. And again, thank you for the nomination.
Good evening. My name is Alan Cadado, and I'm a soon-to-be graduating orthopedic surgery resident. I'm so honored to be nominated and recognized with so many esteemed colleagues. The Henry Ford Orthopedic Residency Program furnished an environment that has allowed me to thrive. I feel privileged knowing that the opportunities provided by the institution have set me on the career path of my dreams. I am pleased to be progressing to a pediatric orthopedic fellowship at Texas Scottish Rite Hospital for Children in Dallas. As I approach the end of residency and prepare for the next step, one word comes to mind: gratitude. I have many people to give thanks to, all of whom have participated in my personal and professional development. However, in the limited time allotted, I will just list a few names. Thank you to Dr. Trent Guthrie, Dr. Bill Hakis, Dr. Ira Zaltz, Dr. Bill Matsouras, Dr. Ted Parsons, and Dr. Tim Evans. I would also like to thank my family. Thank you to my parents for their endless love and guidance. A very special thank you to Angela, my beautiful wife and mother of my children, who has been exceedingly supportive through it all. Again, I'd like to thank the committee for having me here. I am so grateful to have had trained at Henry Ford.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna Kam, ENT Chief Resident, and I'm honored to be recognized alongside such a distinguished group of residents. It's been an incredible 5 years, and I'm grateful to have shared it with my family of co-residents, from match day phone calls to Friday night swims. There are too many people for me to thank in one short minute, but big thanks go to my husband, Robert Sami, my parents, my brothers, my co-chief Zahir, our OR team and clinic support staff, and the Henry Ford ENT attendings who have raised me over the last 5 years. Special thanks to the facial plastic staff for their guidance and mentorship, and to Dr. Uromchuk for her constant, fearless leadership. I look forward to carrying the Henry Ford name and spirit with me into my fellowship training at the University of Pennsylvania next year, and into practice as a facial plastic surgeon, wherever that may be. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Elliot Rakuten. I'm from the Department of General Surgery and one of the general surgery chiefs. Next year, I'll be heading over to WashU in St. Louis to complete my training in trauma and critical care. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Woodward and the Department of General Surgery for nominating me for this award. None of this would have been possible if it wasn't for Dr. Woodward and Dr. Dolchowski for believing in me and giving me the opportunity to train in such an amazing place with such amazing people. I'd like to thank my family for supporting me through all the hardships in education and training, especially my wife and kids, who have allowed me to make the necessary sacrifices to successfully complete my training. Thank you to my mentors, Drs. Patton, Johnson, Falvo, and the rest of the ACS department for doing an incredible job in teaching me and fostering my love of trauma and critical care. Thank you to all the Department of General Surgery attendings for teaching me invaluable lessons that I will undoubtedly carry with me for the rest of my life. And finally, and most importantly, thank you to the community and our patients for being my greatest teachers and giving me the honor of treating them in their most vulnerable and difficult times.
Hi everyone, hope you all are doing well. My name is Akshay, I'm one of the Urology Chief Residents. Thank you so much for this honor and the chance to be here today among my friends, co-residents, and my teachers. It's still hard to believe that my residency training at Ford is coming to an end. It's been a tremendous journey in every sense of the word. I've learned so much from everyone that I've worked with, not only clinically, but also personally. When I think about the past 5 years, it reminds me of the lines from Paul Kalanithi's book, When Breath Becomes Air. We're talking about his own residency training. He said, "The days are long, but the years are short." I don't think I could have surmised my own experience at Ford any better. I don't think I have the time today to thank everyone who has helped me during my time here at Ford, but I will try. First, I would like to thank my co-residents, my previous chief residents, my juniors, and especially my co-resident, Phil, who taught me to be a good friend and who always supported me whenever I faltered, got tired, or just couldn't do it anymore. Second, I would like to thank the nursing and the support staff that I worked with in the operating room and in the clinics, who always treated all the residents as their family and helped all the long days go by so much faster. Next, I would like to thank my brother, my sister-in-law, and my parents, who raised me to be a good and an honest person and gave me a chance to be here at Ford today to be training among all my friends. And lastly, I would like to thank my teachers and my mentors, Dr. Abdullah, Dr. Levitt, Dr. Littleton, Dr. Jong, Dr. Stricker, Dr. Dabaja, my program director, Dr. Atiemo, Dr. Rogers, Dr. Farah, Dr. Lakshmanan, and above all, I would like to thank Dr. Peabody and Dr. Menon, who have always been there for me. And Dr. Menon, for you, you have been my mentor all these years at Ford, and you have taught me all that I know today. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vlad. I think most of you know me, but I'm quite honored to be here. Thank you so much for the nomination, especially to my program director. First and foremost, I would like to thank him personally, Dr. Brent Griffith. You know, he just took over this year, and before that, it was Dr. Eric Spickler who originally interviewed me. You know, without the two of them, and without being chosen to match here, I honestly wouldn't have had the opportunities that I did. So thank you so much. I'd also like to thank my fiance, who's also a chief but in anesthesia, and you know, she supported me through my 5 years here and through a lot of long days of working on presentations and traveling to meetings and, you know, kind of doing as much as possible to get involved. I'd also like to thank my parents. You know, they've really been supportive for many, many years, obviously. It's been a great 5 years here. I don't think, you know, coming from a Caribbean medical school and having experienced a variety of different hospitals kind of across the Northeast and Midwest, you know, this is just a dream come true for me, and it was the best training I could potentially even ask for, and the opportunities that were provided me were just endless. I feel like I'm prepared more so than most people that I know, and you know, it's just been an incredible 5 years. My co-residents, specifically my co-chief Priyanka, you know, they've all been awesome. They've all been very supportive. It's been a long road, and obviously these last few months have been a little tough, but you know, kind of getting together and working hard and covering and doing what needs to be done. They've all made it very easy. And, you know, my future plans are I will be pursuing fellowship at Duke, and I'll be doing a 1-year fellowship. And after that, I hope to go into some pseudo-academic practice and spread the good word of how my training at Henry Ford has been awesome, and kind of show everybody what I've learned here. Thank you.
It's an honor to be nominated for Outstanding Resident of the Year. As a graduate neurosurgery resident, I will be starting a neurovascular endovascular fellowship at Thomas Jefferson University in the fall, followed by a microvascular neurosurgery fellowship at University of Illinois at Chicago the following year, in the hopes of becoming a dual-trained open endovascular neurosurgeon. I want to thank my staff here at Henry Ford Hospital for the training that I've received and for giving me both confidence and competence in my field. Specifically, I want to thank and mention Dr. Steve Calcareous, who has been my chairman for the past 7 years and has truly been a source of inspiration and ambition for all of us in the department. I want to thank my program director, Dr. Jack Rock, who has been the greatest role model a surgical resident could ask for. I also want to thank Dr. Max Cole, who has been a personal mentor as a dual-trained neurosurgeon himself. He has time and time again taught me and prepared me for a career in this challenging and demanding field. Of course, I want to thank the residents that I've worked with during my time here at Henry Ford, as well as residents before me who have played a part in training me. Lastly, but most of all, I want to thank my family, my wife and daughter especially, who have been the greatest source of support for me during my time here at Henry Ford.
Hi, I'm Angela Thakrar, and I am a 4th-year psychiatry resident. I would like to start off by saying thank you to my program for this nomination. It is an honor to be recognized here tonight with all of the other nominees. I would also like to thank my family for always being there for me, my fellow residents for their friendship and all of their support, and my program director and psychiatry attendings for their excellent teaching and mentorship. It has been an honor and a privilege to have been given the opportunity to train with Henry Ford, and I'm very happy to say that I will be staying with the system after graduation. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Beena Ehsan, 4th-year pathology resident. First and foremost, I would like to thank GME and the Alumni Association for organizing this event. It's a great honor to be nominated for the prestigious Resident of the Year award. I would like to convey my heartfelt gratitude and deepest respect to Dr. Richard Sarbo and Dr. Christian Keller for their unwavering support, guidance, and encouragement throughout the years of my residency and for nominating me for this award. It was an honor to learn, work, and to be inspired by them each and every day. They were guiding lights on my path to find the strength to consistently challenge myself and to perform better at every stage of my educational path. I would also like to thank Dr. Zhang and Dr. Ravi for their guidance, which resulted in achieving my desired fellowships. A big thanks to my friends Ariane and Pam for always having my back and making this residency a very pleasant experience. Thank you.
I'm honored to be nominated for this award. When I applied for residency, Henry Ford was my #1 choice. I found outstanding mentors in pediatric dermatology, Dr. Schwader and Dr. Janke, and they've inspired me to pursue a fellowship here next year. My program director, Dr. Kerr, and her associates, Dr. Cohen and Dr. Rambatla, always go above and beyond for the residents. My chair, Dr. Ozog, and Chair Emeritus, Dr. Lim, guide our department in service of our patients. I want to thank my husband, Juan, who makes me a better person and a better doctor, and my father, who's my role model and the reason I'm a doctor. He taught me not to be afraid of hard work. My stepmom, Cheryl, is the most empathetic and caring person I've ever met, and my mother, Alicia, was a nurse and has bravely battled illness for my entire life. I want to thank my brother and sister, Megan and Stephen, and of course, Dr. Baker Janah for her guidance in my role as chair of the House Staff Council for the past 2 years. I couldn't be where I am today without each of you. Thank you.
Well, congratulations once again to all of our outstanding resident nominees. I think another virtual round of applause is in order for all of them. You can't hear it, but it's great. It's loud. So before I announce the winners, I would like to share something special with you. For all of our nominees this year, we have something very special. We have a commemorative replica wooden ambulance with the Henry Ford Medical Group logo on one side and the Henry Ford Alumni Association logo on the other side, the commemorative 1915 license plate. So all of our nominees for the Outstanding Resident, Outstanding Fellow, Outstanding Teaching Awards will be receiving this commemorative wooden ambulance in honor of their nomination. Our winners this evening will receive a monetary award as well as a commemorative crystal piece. So with that, let's go to our first group of winners. Can I have the envelope, please? I don't know why I said that. I'm the only one here. Okay, so I'll get the envelope myself. So the selection committee apparently had a very difficult job this year. They were unable to come up with just a single winner for the Dr. Jan Raval Award. So this year we have a tie, and we have two winners for the Dr. Jan Raval Award. So first of all, it is my pleasure to announce the winner of the Dr. Jan Raval Outstanding Resident Award goes to Dr. Bina Umar Hassan from the Department of Pathology.
Do I have to? Okay. Okay, I am like, I am completely overwhelmed now. I was like, thank you everyone. Thank you GME. Thank you Henry Ford Alumni Association for organizing this event and providing a forum to recognize all of our hard work. I would again like to thank my chair, Dr. Richard Zarbo, for all the encouragement, support he has provided me throughout the years. He has always been very supportive to me. And then I would like to thank Dr. Keller. Since the time I started working here as a research volunteer and now I'm graduating as a resident, he has always supported me. I actually can't thank him enough. He has seen my tantrums also. He has seen me crying. He has always been on my side. Thank you so much. I would like to thank all my seniors, juniors who have supported me throughout my entire path. And thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Hassan. This is what your award will look like. Congratulations to you once again. Now, it is also my pleasure to announce the winner of the Jan Raval Outstanding Resident Award to Dr. Allison Zarbo from the Department of Dermatology.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you so much. I did not expect to win this or to have two winners. Congratulations, Bina. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone, to all of the other residents and fellows who were nominated. You guys are all incredible. And I'm so honored. I'm really shocked. I did not think we were going to be live right now, so I have nothing prepared. So thank you to Dr. Ozog, my chair of dermatology, Dr. Lim, the chair emeritus, who was the chair when I started residency, Dr. Kerr, my program director, Dr. Cohen, Dr. Rambatla, the assistant program directors, Dr. Schwader and Dr. Janke, who are here today. They are my mentors in pediatric dermatology, and I am so excited to spend another year here doing pediatric dermatology. We are the only fellowship in the state of Michigan, by the way. That's my husband. I want to thank him as well. He is a pathologist here at Henry Ford. I need to thank my dad, who thankfully got the video thing to work, so he's able to watch this. My stepmom, Cheryl, my mother, Alicia, I hope that her video is working as well. My sister and brother, no man is an island, and I certainly would not have made it into medicine or gotten into dermatology or into my fellowship if I was on my own. So I really couldn't have done anything that I've accomplished without all of you. And Dr. Baker, thank you for everything, your guidance, and my role as chair of the House Staff Council. It's been a fun 2 years. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations, Dr. Zarbo. We have your award here as well. Next, we have the winner for the Dr. Michael Benninger Outstanding Resident Award. And this year's winner is Dr. Akshay Sood from the Department of Urology.
Hello, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Hickos and the GME staff. I think Dr. Rogers, I saw him, he's on the video here, and I think Dr. Menon, Dr. Peabody, and Dr. Atiemo, I think they are all here. I can see them, but as I said in my video before, I'm really grateful for my teachers and my mentors for allowing me and for nominating me for this award. I couldn't have done it without them. And I think my brother and sister-in-law are also watching this from San Francisco. So again, I would like to thank them as well. Thank you so much, everyone.
Congratulations, Dr. Sood. We have your commemorative crystal piece here as well. So our next category is for the Dr. Roger Smith Outstanding Fellow Award. And here to tell us a little bit more about Dr. Smith and introduce the Outstanding Fellow Award is Dr. Ann Chen. Ann?
Congratulations to all our nominees. You are being honored tonight for your outstanding performance throughout your training. My name is Ann Chen, and I'm the Chief of Medicine at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, and currently serve at Henry Ford Hospital as the Chair of the Graduate Medical Education Council. It is my honor to participate tonight in presenting the Roger F. Smith Outstanding Fellow Award. Dr. Roger F. Smith was a vascular surgeon at Henry Ford who served as division head. Dr. Roger F. Smith performed the first allogeneic kidney transplant in Detroit in 1968 alongside 2 colleagues. We are thrilled to celebrate your incredible dedication to excellence in patient care, education, scholarly activity, and leadership throughout your training at Henry Ford. Now, let's meet our nominees for the Outstanding Fellow Award category.
This is Mohanna Abu Ghanima. I'm a third-year GI fellow here in Henry Ford, and I'll be continuing my fellowship with an advanced endoscopy in Henry Ford Health System next year. In fact, in 1940, my grandfather established the first private school in northern Jordan to deliver his educational message. He was trying to convince people at that time to send their kids to school. As you can imagine, this was not easy, such as any cultural change. However, it is said, don't be a prisoner of the past, be a pioneer of the future. He believed in that, and so am I. I have been working to progress in my clinical and academic career, of course, inspired by my family's footsteps in academia. Great opportunities and potential have been offered by Henry Ford Health System in a balanced way between patient care, teaching, and scholarly activity, creating an ideal environment for any academic clinician. As much as myself, and as I can imagine and all of my colleagues in this ceremony believe that Henry Ford has offered us, it is nice to see it's a mutual feeling, which is presented very well with this prestigious nomination. I would like to thank everyone who contributed to that. Thanks to my colleagues, my program director, my division, my department, and all the great people in Henry Ford Health System. It's really such a pleasure to me to be with you. Thank you so much.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tanya Bell. I'm a critical care fellow here at Henry Ford in the medical ICU. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my program director, Dr. Tatum, for this nomination. And let me just say it is an honor to be considered for this award alongside all of these other amazing physicians, some of whom I've had the distinct pleasure in being able to work with. I think my journey here began in July 2018, and since then it's been a very memorable experience, filled with a lot of highs and lows and some tests of patience and resilience. And as someone who values every learning opportunity, I am very grateful for all of the attendings who believed in me and allowed me the autonomy to develop my own practice style since being here, and cultivated in me an increasing sense of academic curiosity. To my residents, who forever challenge me to continue to strive to be a better and a more patient educator, and to my nursing staff, who have served as a constant source of support, both emotionally and clinically. And last but not least, my family, who, while they can't be here, have been my rocks throughout my medical career. Without any of them, I would not have become the physician that I am today. Going forward, as I embark on my next journey towards New Mexico to be an emergency medicine and critical care physician, I intend to take all of these good qualities that I've fostered while being here, and I intend to continue to tote the hashtag Forward Strong going forward. Thank you.
I'm honored to have received this nomination, and I would like to thank my family as well as my role models and mentors in the departments of internal medicine and emergency medicine, as well as the division of pulmonary and critical care medicine.
Evening. I first want to thank Dr. Bazan and the entire staff at the Henry Ford Sleep Department for the opportunity to pursue sleep medicine. Even as a medical student, I was interested in pulmonology and thought that was going to be a path that I would want to pursue. And then working with Dr. Bazan as a resident, I realized that pulm critical care and sleep was my passion and really my dream. Next year, I plan to go to North Carolina to pursue a pulm critical care fellowship. So I just want to thank everyone at the sleep department, all the senior staff, Dr. Bazan, for helping me pursue my dreams. I also want to thank my colleagues, Matt and Jancy. The fellowship at the Henry Ford Sleep Department is small with only 3 of us. Therefore, it makes your life very easy if you have great people to work with. Opposite of that, it can make it very difficult if you have one person that's difficult to work with in terms of scheduling call, vacation, and coverage. So there isn't anyone that I would rather work with than Matt and Jancy, and I'm very appreciative of them. Finally, I want to thank my best friend. I think I'm a little unusual in that I enjoyed residency and fellowship much more than medical school. I think there are several reasons for this, but by far the biggest reason is my wife. Not only would I have not enjoyed the last few years as much as I have, but I know that I wouldn't have even made it without the support and love of my wife and all that she sacrifices for us. So Jess, thank you very much, and I love you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Tudor Gradinariu, and I am the nephrology fellow selected for the ORA. I am a first-year fellow, having just completed my IM residency in Miami last year at Palmetto General Hospital. I plan to graduate next year from this program and pursue a career in Texas as an interventional nephrologist. I want to thank Dr. Novak and the entire nephrology department for giving me the unique opportunity to train at a nationally renowned place like Henry Ford Hospital. I am blessed to work with brilliant minds and kind hearts. Lastly, I would like to thank my mother and father for being here tonight and for always supporting and believing in me. Thank you all and enjoy this evening.
First of all, I want to thank Dr. Chen for nominating me for Outstanding Fellow of the Year. I want to specifically thank her because she believed in me, she picked me to be in this fellowship, and she's been a great program director. I also want to thank my mentors in research, Dr. Brar and Dr. Markowitz and Dr. McKinnon, who have pushed me and furthered my HIV research this year, in the last 2 years, as well as Dr. Zervos, who has also been a great research mentor with my global health research as well. I want to thank all the faculty here at Henry Ford in the infectious disease department who have made me a better clinician and definitely given me the tools to succeed in life as an infectious disease specialist. And then finally, I want to thank my family, my parents, who have been my inspiration my whole entire life and have been the best babysitters that I could have imagined for while having a child in fellowship. My nanny for taking such good care of my daughter, and my husband, obviously, for being my rock, my support throughout this time and through my whole medical school career. My plans for next year are to stay for another year. I'm going to be doing HIV research with Dr. Brar, and then hopefully finding a job afterwards. So thank you.
I am honored to be nominated for the Outstanding Residency and Fellow Award at Henry Ford Health System. I started my internal medicine residency training about 6 years ago, and looking back, I am confident that this was the right choice. My training experience was fabulous. I met a lot of great, outstanding physicians who not only taught me medicine, but also helped with the career planning and personal life support. I would like to express my gratitude towards the faculty of the Hematology Oncology Division, Program Director, Dr. Don Teredi, Dr. Kuriakos, as well as my co-fellows. While maintaining a broad-based medical knowledge, I was able to tailor my career towards the research, and I will be joining a faculty at Medical University of South Carolina to continue academic career. I know that moving forward, I have a friend who I can always call back if I need some help at Henry Ford Hospital.
Hi, my name is Dr. Maram Maruki. I'm the Cardiac Thoracic Anesthesiology Fellow here at Henry Ford, Maine. I'm honored and thankful to be nominated for Resident or Fellow of the Year. First and foremost, I want to thank my program director, Dr. Joseph Sanders, my program coordinator, Shatoya Collins, all my 10 cardiothoracic anesthesia staff. There are 9 of them, just too many to name. The residents, especially the CA2s that I've been pleasure to work with. And my last but not least, my wife, Ashley, for all the love and support. Next year, I'm actually dual trained with critical care and cardiothoracic anesthesia background. So I'll be working at St. Joseph in Ann Arbor doing cardiothoracic anesthesia and working in the surgical ICU and cardiovascular ICU at St. Joe's in Pontiac. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Alex Michaels, one of the Chief Cardiology Fellows and a nominee for the Outstanding Fellow Award. I'd like to start by congratulating my fellow nominees for the Outstanding Resident Fellow Teaching Awards. I've worked with many of you, and I'm always amazed at the standards that you hold yourselves to, as well as those of your peers. Next year, I'll be continuing my training as the Advanced Heart Failure Fellow in Transplant Cardiology, with plans to pursue a career in management of cardiac transplant recipients and patients with end-stage heart failure. I owe my mentors from the past 7 years here at Henry Ford a great deal for guiding and supporting me in my accomplishments. Thank you especially to Dr. Ravani, my program director, Drs. Tita and Lanfear from the Division of Cardiology, and Dr. Kaime from Internal Medicine, as well as my co-chief, Joseph Gibbs, for your counsel and encouragement over the past 7 years. Finally, I would be remiss not to thank my family, especially my parents, Tom and Laura Michaels, for their unwavering support, and my wife, Liz, for all of the above, as well as for endless patience as I embark on my 8th, and I promise, final year of training. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nicole Miller. I'm in my final year of Pulmonary and Critical Care Fellowship. I completed residency and fellowship at Henry Ford, and I'm currently the Chief Fellow. I'd first like to thank Dr. Tatum for the nomination, as it means so much to me. Right now, I'm still undecided on future career plans, but I'm actively seeking a role where I can continue to teach medical students and residents. I'd also like to take this time to thank my family for everything they've done to help me get to this place, especially my husband, Chase. He's been the best support system I could have asked for, my parents, my aunt, my in-laws, everyone. They've been so helpful, going above and beyond whatever we needed. I'd also like to thank the pulmonary and critical care staff that have taught me so much throughout fellowship. After 6 years at Henry Ford, I'll be sad to leave, but I'm definitely excited and grateful for the knowledge and the lessons and everything everyone's taught me. I look forward to starting the next chapter of my life as a pulmonary and critical care attending. Thank you again for this wonderful nomination.
My name's Dr. Patel, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all the staff and residents at the Vaticuti Urology Institute, especially my mentors and trainers, Drs. Rogers, Peabody, and Stricker. It's been a wonderful 2 years with many new skills learned and a new appreciation of how to strive for the best for our patients through innovation and excellence with a slice of humility. I would also like to thank my wife, Seema, for ongoing support throughout my training and during our transition to a new life here in Detroit with our son as I prepare to take up a permanent position with Henry Ford Health System in the summer. Many thanks all.
Hi, my name is Samantha Ravi. I want to thank my mentors in the Department of Female Pelvic Medicine and Reconstructive Surgery for this nomination. It's been really great for me to be able to end my medical education by coming back to Detroit, where I started at Wayne State. I specifically want to thank my faculty, Dr. Atiamo, Dr. Luck, Dr. Richardson, and Dr. Estinal, who really took me under their wing and showed me a lot of very interesting things, and that will further my practice in the future. I also want to thank my family and my husband, who's been with me this whole long journey of 7 years after medical school. So as it's coming to an end this summer, I will be staying with Henry Ford and joining faculty, specifically out at Henry Ford, Macomb, and Lakeside. So I look forward to continuing to work with everyone at another level now, and to contribute to the Henry Ford system. Thank you.
Congratulations once again to all of our outstanding fellow nominees. Again, a round of virtual applause for all of you and your accomplishments. We're very, very proud of all of you. I have the envelope in my hand. Let's get on with the next winner. So it is my pleasure to announce that the winner of this year's Dr. Roger Smith Outstanding Fellow Award goes to Dr. Smitha Gudapati of Infectious Disease.
Oh, I got it.
Hell yeah.
First of all, thank you to the committee for picking me. I'm not expecting this. Dr. Chen told me it's just an honor to be nominated. And so I have to thank her mostly. I wasn't expecting this all. And she really has believed in me so much this year. And she's amazing. And the division's going to really miss her. She leaves as program director. And I forgot to thank my colleagues, my co-fellows there. They're the biggest support system in this whole fellowship. And they've been the best thing about this fellowship. So I really have to thank them, and all my faculty, Dr. Brar, Dr. Markowitz, who have really pushed me in my research, and everybody in the ID division. We worked so hard the last 2 months with the COVID rounds and trying to, improve the mortality here. And we worked so hard. And so I'm just really honored that we can bring this back to them. And I'm really happy. So thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Gudapati. We have your award here as well. That brings us to our final category of awards here tonight, and that would be the Dr. Peter Coggan Outstanding Teaching Award. And here to help introduce that award and some background to it is Dr. Gerard Martin. Dr. Martin, please.
Dr. Peter G. Coggan served as Director of Medical Education at Henry Ford Hospital. He also served on the board of the Accreditation Council of Continuing Medical Education, and also served as the president of the Alliance of Independent Academic Medical Centers. Now let's meet our nominees for the Teaching Award category.
Hi, I'm Kamal Bichelli. Profoundly honored to have been nominated for this Outstanding Resident Award. I truly believe that every person who crosses our path in life does so for a reason. And so I feel that this nomination is not only a reflection of myself, but of all of my teachers and co-residents that I've worked with along the way. It's been a privilege to be mentored by the exemplary faculty at Henry Ford Hospital, who have all reinforced to me that exceptional medical care goes far beyond the medicine alone. I'm thankful for the many patients that I've encountered during the course of my residency and the co-residents that were always there to commiserate with me. Special thank you to my family and my partner for their unwavering love and support during the ups and downs of medical school and residency. As my training nears completion, I'm looking forward to practicing full-scope family medicine in Northern Canada. I will always reflect on my experience at Henry Ford Hospital with fondness. Thank you again for this formative experience and nomination.
It's an honor to be nominated for this award. I would like to thank all my family and friends that have supported me through residency and fellowship, especially my mom and my dad. I'd also like to thank all of the physicians who have instilled in me a passion for teaching. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's such an honor. And for my future plans, they're not quite determined yet, but I hope to find a position where I get to split my time between critical care, emergency medicine, and internal medicine in an environment where I get to teach residents and medical students. Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry we're not together tonight. I just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone that made this possible for me. First and foremost, that includes my co-residents who challenge me and inspire me, amaze me every day. I'd also like to thank my parents who are watching at home tonight back in Traverse City. Dr. Scher and Dr. Collins for leading me to internal medicine when I was a student a few years ago. Dr. Willens for continuing to guide me through residency with great mentorship, and Dr. Abreu, who continues to push me to be a better doctor every day. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a nice night.
Hi, I'm Tim Evans. I'm one of the chief residents in the Department of Orthopedics. Next year, I'll be doing my musculoskeletal oncology fellowship at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, Florida. You know, after 5 years spending time with a bunch of great staff surgeons here, I'd just like to thank everyone for their time and for their effort and their willingness to take time out of their day and take time away from their family and personal time as well to, you know, ensure that all of us are properly trained both academically and technically.
My name is Jay Gibbs, and I am one of the Chief Cardiology Fellows and a nominee for the Outstanding Teaching Award. I'll be staying at Henry Ford this coming year to complete additional training in interventional cardiology. I feel fortunate to have had the opportunity to train at Henry Ford for both residency and fellowship. The culture of mentorship and emphasis on generating a culture of continued learning are aspects of the Henry Ford experience that I've grown to value. It is an honor to be considered for the Outstanding Teaching Award. In the end, physicians are teachers both to each other as well as to our patients. I'd like to thank a few people who have played a role in fostering my growth as an educator and development as a physician. First, I'd like to thank my program director, Dr. Rabbani, for the opportunities to practice both teaching and leadership, as well as for the mentorship he has provided. I'd also like to thank my medicine clinic preceptor, Dr. Dickinson, for serving as a role model, always going above and beyond to provide clinically relevant teaching, as well as opportunities for us to teach each other. I'd also like to thank my co-chief and fellow, Alex Michaels. I've had the privilege to train alongside him for nearly 10 years, and the value of learning alongside a friend cannot be overstated. He's driven me further and encouraged my growth as much as any senior staff. Finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Angela, and my parents, Ken and Sherry, for their love and support throughout my training.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this nomination. I feel very blessed that I'm being considered. I want to thank, there's so many people to thank. It really takes a village, you know, kind of to raise a resident. So I want to thank Dr. Edwards, the chair of our department, and Dr. Amami, Dr. Goldman, and Dr. Steen for kind of letting me into this family. You know, when I came here, I came from New York. I was a little bit, you know, wild. I was a little bit quick. I was a little bit much of a go-getter. So I'm sure a lot of my different attendings can identify different gray hairs on their head that are attributed to me. But I really am very thankful for all they've done for me and all that they've mentored. And so I really do think that I take a lot of my, you know, drive and desire to be a teacher from them, especially, you know, Dr. Steen and Dr. Darnley, who are like, you know, the mom and dad of this family, and they've been such an integral part of raising me in these last 3 to 4 years. And I'm just, you know, really, really thankful for everything that's been given to me, and, you know, all the ways that I've been pushed to grow and become a better resident and person. And, you know, I move forward to fellowship, and I have this great foundation of things that I'll take with me and be able to offer at my next institution. And hopefully they'll be able to see that, you know, Henry Ford does a great job with training great people and kind of bringing this wonderful persona to offer. And you know, I'm very excited to be able to represent the Ford family as I keep moving in the different paths of my life in the future. So thank you very much again.
I'd like to start by thanking the Henry Ford Medical Association and my program at Henry Ford Behavioral Health for the honor of being nominated for this award. I'm humbled to be considered for this award among such a bright group of individuals, and I'd like to congratulate all of my fellow nominees. As I think back to the past 3 years of my residency, there are many individuals I would like to thank who have been amazing teachers and role models. Thank you to Dr. Akinyemi, my program director, the faculty and staff at Behavioral Health for creating a supportive environment, encouraging critical thinking and teamwork. As many of you know, it takes a village to get to this point in training, and I wouldn't be where I am today without my family, who have supported and encouraged me to pursue my dreams. As I continue this journey, I will be completing my 4th year of residency at Henry Ford and looking forward to pursuing a fellowship in geriatric psychiatry, during which I hope to continue to work with students and teachers.
Hello, I'm Adnan Mohammed, and I'm completing my training as a surgical resident here at Henry Ford, and I'm very excited and privileged to be staying and completing my abdominal transplant fellowship here. To be honest, I had no idea such an honor existed, and my being as a person and as a surgeon has been molded by key people. Thank you to my program director, Dr. Ann Woodward, for her nomination. She is a lifetime mentor, a model surgeon, and a teacher who I can only hope to emulate one day. I'd like to thank Grace Bassini, my program coordinator, who has always kept me out of trouble, both administrative and otherwise. My mom and pops, who have made and are continuing to make countless sacrifices during my training and are doing so as I move forward to my fellowship. My best friend of 10 years, who I've gone to medical school with, completed training with, Dr. Cletus Stanton. He's been my clarity, my idea center, and my healthy competition for the last decade. He's really helped me push past my limits. Hassan Ahmad was my #1 fan, Shumaila Khwaja and Dr. Ariel Hodari Gupta, who have helped cultivate my surgical style. Doctors Anthony Falvo, Jeff Johnson, Chris Steffies, Alexander Shepard, so many others, who have all given me a love-hate relationship with the Socratic method and made it one of my favorite modes of teaching. To my chief class, junior residents, and my entire Henry Ford surgical family, thank you all, because I am who I am because of all of you. And congratulations to all the other nominees, especially my co-chief, Dr. Ilya Rakitin, for his nomination as best resident.
Hi, my name is Taryn Silver. I'm a 3rd-year ER resident at Henry Ford. I plan on working at Henry Ford Fairlane after graduation. I'd like to thank my program director, Dr. Bora, as well as all the staff that I've worked with for the last few years for being great teachers. Also, my co-residents were some of the best and supportive people I've known. So I'd like to thank them, and also my parents for being really great cheerleaders throughout my life.
So congratulations to all of our nominees for the Outstanding Teaching Award. We are so proud of you and all that you've accomplished. There's one last envelope on the award stand here for the Dr. Peter Coggan Outstanding Teaching Award. And it appears that once again, the selection committee had such a challenging task in front of them with all these outstanding nominees that they came up with a tie. So we will have 2 Outstanding Teaching Awards here tonight. So it's my pleasure to introduce the first winner of the Dr. Peter Coggan Outstanding Teaching Award, which goes to Dr. Abigail Entz in the Department of Internal Medicine.
Hi, thank you all. I just want to say thank you again to Dr. Abreu for nominating me for this award. Thank you to my family, my dad, who is a physician and kind of bring me toward medicine to begin with, my mother, who's a nurse and taught me a lot about compassion and
working with other people. My stepfather, who's a cardiologist, my 3 brothers and sisters, and the mentors I've had here, Dr. Scher, Dr. Baker, Dr. Collins, Dr. Willens. I've tried to kind of emulate all of you throughout my training, and then all of my co-residents who have been inspiring and have really gotten me through a lot of rough nights and rough shifts. So thank you all.
Congratulations, Dr. Ensign. We have your commemorative crystal as well. Now, it is also my pleasure to introduce to you the additional winner of the Dr. Peter Coggan Outstanding Teaching Award, which goes to Dr. Adnan Mohammed of the Department of General Surgery.
Congratulations. Thanks a lot, everybody. It's an honor. It's an honor for the surgical family, honor for my program director, for myself. Thank you, Dr. Woodward, Grace, as I mentioned, my chief class, Yasmin Kabusi, Cletus Stanton, Ilya Rakitin, I love you, man, Asher Weisberg, and Ali Amro. It is a pleasure. I can't say enough. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Mohammed, and we have your commemorative crystal as well. So that concludes the awards portion of tonight's event. Just as a brief housekeeping mention to all the nominees and the winners, you will receive an email from the GME office shortly detailing how you go about obtaining your Henry Ford ambulance or your cash prize or your crystal. So look out for that award. And as I mentioned before, I would encourage you, please express your gratitude to the GME staff for all the work they did tonight to put this event on. One final word of congratulations to all of our outstanding nominees, to all of our winners. Again, it truly has been a privilege and an honor to be a part of this event and to celebrate all that you've accomplished during your time here at Henry Ford. I would like to once again thank all of our department chairs, all of our program directors, all of our faculty members, colleagues, friends, family members, spouses, children, pets, neighbors, whoever else happens to be on the video call tonight. We're so glad you could join us. We hope that you have found this to represent how appreciative we are in all the work that you've done. So with that, on behalf of the Henry Ford Alumni Association and the Graduate Medical Education Department, we would like to wish to all of you a good evening. It is our sincere prayer that you all stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great night.